4, 3. They gotta get some sound effect, all right? That was the last minute.
We gotta wake them up.
Pulled up on that Gran Turismo, man. All high reviews. Anyways, we're back again. It is episode 12. We are here, the Baker's Dozen. A dozen's worth of good content and no cooldown. We are back for yet another edition. And it's another Friday. It's another beautiful, evening out in the sun, wherever you're at. Hope y'all doing well. Yeah, man. What's going down, Wayne? How we feeling? Episode 12. What's going on with you today?
I am pretty chill. Same old, enjoying games, even though they don't want to let me enjoy them. Looking at you, Elden Ring. Other than that, honestly, it's about the same as last week.
Hey, that's solid, man. That's solid. Hey, yo, listen, fuck Elden Ring on PC because of these crashing issues. It's hurting a lot of people's feelings. I'm not gonna lie. I've seen like hella people like get destroyed. But talk about it, man. I know you want to for a second.
It's just so funny because I remember like I was commenting. Somebody commented on one of my posts on YouTube, and it was like, "Are you enjoying the game?" And I'm like, "Yeah," but like. Because the dude was like, yeah, I'm not buying it until June. I'm like, that's probably the best call if you're buying it on PC because there's too many crashes. And he's like, are you enjoying the game at least? And I'm like, honestly, the crashes aren't terrible. Like, if it crashes after me playing for 5 or 6 hours, I'm not super upset because I just played for 5 or 6 hours. I got to get shit done. I got to be productive. So it's like, hey, you need to take a break anyways. And I'm like, cool. But like, I was literally logged on a day and was like this close to getting past like to the next section of a level. And it just crashed, and I was like, I've been on here for 20 minutes. It took like 7 minutes for this game to boot up. I don't know if it's my computer at this point. I was just like, you know what? Whatever. I'm going to go play League of Legends or something. I'm going to play something that doesn't let me down, damn it. And when I play League of Legends instead of your game, you know I'm sad.
Yeah, that's some down bad. It's a brand new game, and you going to League of Legends, bro. That's depressing a little bit. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Yeah.
From Elden Ring to League of Legends, that's a pain trip. Boy.
It is pain. It is straight pain.
That's very wild. That's very wild. Dang, that's crazy, man. But much love and support to you. You're my thoughts and prayers.
Please pray for me and my PC.
Well, yeah. For me, man, I'm doing good this week, man. Batman, and Batman again. If you have not watched the Batman, I don't care. You know what I'm saying? Take whatever you need to do. Sell some plasma. Let's get it done.
If you haven't seen Batman, it's been out for maybe less than 24 hours. I don't know what you're doing right now.
You're behind. You should have been on this last week. It's that time, y'all. Like, for real. Like, hey, yeah, facts. We're not spoiling nothing. I'm just saying, hey, go see it. It's a must see. You know what I'm saying? Please do yourself a service. It's a really, really dope film. All right, man. So we going close that off to the side. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Kravitz. But we're going to put that to the side. Talk about the warm-up, man. Let's go get loose a little bit. Talk about some topics. So first and foremost, it's been reported this week that Twitter is now working to develop a podcast tab in the app, seemingly expanding on the buzz on Squirt Spaces and Moan Rooms to full-length features. So what are we thinking about this, bro?
I don't like. I love Twitter Spaces. I think it's a very interesting thing. I don't know if they launch it on a separate app, if it'll even be like, because like people can make these podcasts or like these rooms in other places, but they don't because it's Twitter. So it's like, I'm interested in them like trying to capitalize on the Twitter Space thing because I do think it's a pretty solid idea and it's worked really well for Twitter. But I also think that one thing that's really important is like you got to understand that not many people are going to be like, yo, I love my Twitter Spaces. I'm going to go download a whole separate app, set up a whole nother account, set up a whole nother XYZ so that I can have a moan room for the 17 other degenerates that downloaded the second other app to get the full length feature with the audio quality all crazy. I don't know about it, Chief. We'll see what happens. They got the money to spend, so hey, it's really on them.
Yeah, I agree. It's just like, yo, okay, how are you gonna implement that, and who's it gonna replace? Like, will it replace Spaces? Will it be again its own separate thing like Apple Podcasts? Like, you sure enough your like user base will go over to that side? Like, do you believe in yourself like that?
Yeah.
I'm not sure how this will exactly be implemented, but if they do, I think the best way for them to do it actually is put it on the app natively, so it's sitting there.
Yeah.
And that allows a lot more people, you know what I'm saying, have that real real easy access to it. You know what I'm saying? I think they don't have enough skin in the game to put their own separate, Twitter podcast app on that side and then, make some shit happen. They really got to kind of consolidate all that into one side. And, will they do that but keep Spaces? That's kind of like the same exact thing because they have recordings up now, or they just like rebrand Spaces into podcasts.
Yeah, like it'll just end up like they'll be competing against themselves, and that you don't want that.
Yeah, that's just cannibalizing, literally like cannibalizing numbers and actual traffic to your features, and that's weird as hell. I don't know, man. I just know people on Twitter are gonna eat this up if it actually happens, though. Niggas like, yo, bruh, these niggas should have never started a podcast. Now you got a whole podcast tab. People gonna be going to town.
Oh man,
you thought the Spaces were bad. You thought the space. Oh, wait till you get full length podcasts, bro. Oh, goodness gracious. Just the word podcast is gonna automatically trigger somebody, bro. They're gonna have the whole live video, you know what I'm saying? They're gonna have just a PFP. It's gonna be them, and it's like a mic photoshopped into their PFP as they're talking and shit. It's gonna be great.
And a lot of people are gonna have like in their bios now it's gonna be like podcaster, when in reality it's just like it's a space that they have with like their three boys.
Facts. You was hosting an audible moan room, bro, for $20 for about 45 minutes. That's not a podcast.
That's not a podcast, my G.
Listen, hey, it's 2022. Your content is your content, bro. I'm not gonna.
For sure.
I'm just not gonna be there. All right, let's talk about it, man. From one app to another, seems that we're all just taking shit from each other nowadays. So TikTok is trying to jump their maximum length, and they have officially. It's now 10 minutes, bro. Is this doing anything for you? Like 10 minutes of TikTok?
No, I don't even the 3 minutes. I was watching a TikTok. I was watching a TikTok today where this girl was trying to explain to me what happened with that dating site where people can have affairs or whatever. I cannot remember the name of it right now. No, there was a dating site called like something. Oh my god, it was like Ashley Madison or something like that. And yeah, you know what I'm talking about.
I feel like I've heard. Okay, never mind. I feel like
so it's basically just a website where people would just have like affairs with, and it's like just for like mostly dudes were doing it, right? And I was just like watching this TikTok because I just wanted to know what happened. It was three-minute long TikToks because this girl wanted to put in all the extra information, the little jabs, the jokes, and all this stuff. And I was just like painfully, because I'm so damn nosy and I love gossip, that I was like, I gotta know how this ended. But I'm over here watching like 9 minutes of content. And I'm just like, you could have just thrown this in a YouTube video at this point. 3 separate 3-minute videos. And no, I'm not watching a 10-minute horizontal, like vertical video. That's not gonna happen.
I'm not gonna lie, like I go to TikTok to specifically get rid of my long form brain and memory.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I turn into a goldfish when I get on that app. So why the hell would you put that there and you just confuse me? You know what I mean? Like I don't want to do it. Yeah. On one side, I do hate those TikToks to be like, yeah, press for part 2 or like
for part 17.
Parse it out or some shit. Just give me the first part and say the full video's on YouTube if you're gonna do it. But I will say this is a saving grace. Like, okay, just give me the whole damn part. If you still making parts for 10-minute segments and whatnot, you just need to get the hell out of here, bro. Like a whole SpongeBob episode is literally 11 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
11 minutes, commercial break, 11 minutes. Like, bro, there's no way y'all should be like, you know what I'm saying, putting like 5-part 10-minute TikToks. That's a documentary. Put that shit on A&E, bro, not TikTok. It don't make no sense. So please take y'all time with that, bro. I don't want to see people, you know what I'm saying, doing the renegades for 10 minutes and shit like that. What
that would be insane, bro. It's like, insane.
I can totally see it now, bro. There's gonna be some guy attempts like the longest record for the world. Yeah, boy. TikTok just straight through. It's bad, man. But yeah, please let's focus on, you know what I'm saying, the minimal attention span, you know what I'm saying, watchers in the room, which is most of us, please. All right, last piece of the warm up today. In one of the more, I guess, unforeseen moves of the week, Epic Games has officially stepped out to announce their latest acquisition, but it ain't got to do really nothing to do with games, honestly. It's about music. It's about the music space. They have officially acquired the music marketplace app known as Bandcamp. Now, supposedly for a lot of increased access to markets and resources, Bandcamp has taken the deal to be absorbed by Epic, but still operate as a standalone marketplace with leadership being unchanged. Now, what the hell is going on? A Bandcamp. I'm like, oh, that was out of the blue.
I don't know necessarily, because like if you think about it, companies like Riot make a bunch of like music related content as well. Like with the Riot, the League of Legends skins will have it was like a True Damage collection, and like they had like songs tied to it, like music videos with their characters in it. So I don't think like this is like super out of the blue for me, acquiring Bandcamp. I don't know if this acquisition will lead into like Bandcamp music making its way into the Epic IPs. That would be interesting. Because like imagine like you know how like in Fortnite they had like the Drake, they had like Travis Scott music in the cars and whatnot. Like this could lead into music packs being sold via their games. Also another game that they own is Fuser, which is like that DJ game that you can like if I'm not mistaken it's owned by Epic. I could be wrong though, but I think this is interesting. I hope for the best with acquisitions. Like I don't know what was necessarily said in the deal, but it could be a way of them trying to incorporate more music into their video games without having to like.
You are correct. You are correct though. They did buy Harmonix. They bought the people who made Fuser and Rock Band.
Yeah, so I'm not surprised that a music-based company got bought up by people who are buying music-based developers. You know, so we'll see. We'll see. I think it might be beneficial to their future IPs.
Yeah, I'm just like this might be a pipeline for people to just like fully have like music in their shit. Like especially with games, especially with development. You know, like okay, listen. If you don't have like I guess the direct access to like whole musical productions and people, I feel like it could be a pipeline for either developers or just themselves to have like, oh yeah, listen, we know all these, we have this whole backlog of people under Bandcamp. Or like, hey, listen, we could give you a little extra cheese on the app, you know what I'm saying, a little extra bread. We want to use your, use your music. We'll take whatever cut that Bandcamp has, what it says like 82%, usually favorable, something like that, or just adjust it based on the contract, and then we'll have your music in the game. And so that just opens up a lot more, I guess, paths to include, musical content and a lot of different, gaming experiences, which is good. Again, more of that is good as long as you keep paying them fairly. Keep paying them as fairly as possible, which Bandcamp is a system that does, and a marketplace that does. You're fine. But so far as I know, they aren't changing anything with the the pay rates with the systems or anything like that, which is good. So I feel like it's more so just a change on Epic side to be like, yeah, we want to have more of a pipeline to music access. So this might be a part of that. So I'm fully for this, honestly. And then, again, if you give Bandcamp more resources to work, this is a good move. This is a good move
for sure.
100%. All right. That's the warm-up. We all good to go. Let's get into it, man. I'm ready to put my tinfoil hat on and speculate on shit. So, according to some alleged information breaches and whatnot, some murmurings, I heard it through the grapevine and whatnot, Sucker Punch could be back at it. They could be back in development for a new Infamous and a new Sly Cooper iteration for their respective franchises, of course. Now, there's been a lot of murmuring that's also stated these returns could be announced as of this year via upcoming State of Play events that have not been announced just yet. But listen, I'm not gonna lie, this is stirring up. I don't want to speculate on that. I can't speculate, but it might be something here. I don't know. I'm saying something.
I apologize to Choss now, but if they announce Sly Cooper over Infamous, I'm gonna be disappointed. I've played every Sly Cooper game. I like Sly Cooper. I know there's so many people who like Sly Cooper, but the potential that the Infamous franchise has and the way that they just have not capitalized on it is insane to me. Infamous is like Infamous is what all Marvel games should want to be like. They were like essentially to me they were like the first Spider-Man in terms of like a quality superhero game. Well, Marvel Spider-Man, Insomniac Spider-Man. Let me digress. Because Spider-Man 2 was like the first Spider. No.
I'm about to say, don't make that too high, babe. Somebody come for you.
Like that was like the precursor we had. It's like, yo, look, it's a good superhero game. Whereas like we used to have like the Incredible Hulk and like you had those games like licensed whatever.
Like the licensed joints, like nothing before, like what I'm saying, like the Arkham Asylums.
Yeah, what I'm saying, like just
range and Infamouses and stuff.
So like I would love a new Infamous game. Of course, if they announced Sly Cooper, it would be like, damn, I really want Infamous, but I'm not gonna be upset about a new Sly Cooper because that is a franchise that we haven't seen much of. Even franchises like Crash Bandicoot got remakes and stuff like that, and even a new game. I think Crash 4. Yeah, exactly. Like what I'm saying, like I don't care about.
I don't give a shit about Crash. I'm sorry.
I'm not a huge.
Shout outs to y'all.
Go crazy.
Run is great, but Nigga, let's be real, bro. That game is too mechanically weird, bro. I'm sorry, it's dusted. It's old. I don't like Crash like that. I've never liked Crash like that. They have some cool. I like, you know what I'm saying. One time, bro was like, ooh, with the mask. That was cool. That was cool for the time. But I just don't rock with Crash like that. Crash Team Racing, you know what I'm saying. Crash 2, that was cool, and the rest of it, you could throw that. You could throw that somewhere. I don't want it.
But here's the thing: is that like I kind of have similar feelings about Sly Cooper. Is that it's a good game. It has really good platforming. But will they be able to create a will they be able to bring it to the modern times? Because it is very simple in its nature. Like it's just a stealth game. You're just like a lot of the fun that I had with Sly Cooper was the platforming. The sneaking was okay, but I'm not a huge stealth fan. Sly Cooper 4 was pretty solid. I liked the whole going between time periods was really fun, and I had a lot of fun with like the mini games and like flying around in the plane or whatever. Like all that stuff is good, but like if you're gonna give me a new Sly Cooper game, I expect almost a reboot. Like I expect a lot. I expect a big change, because if you bring me Sly Cooper 5 and it plays like Sly Cooper 4, I'm not really gonna be happy about it. It's gonna be like, all right, this is cool. Like this is all right. But again, either or, we would be in for a treat. I really hope that we get an announcement from them soon, because we haven't heard anything about them since the last Ghost of Tsushima update, which was just like ports to PS5.
Yeah, literally, and which I do not mind. I still got to go back and do the Icky Island expansion, because
I gotta beat it.
I've been waiting on that for a long time. Now I got this. You gotta beat it still? Hey, listen,
it's on my PS4. Anything on my PS4 is not getting beat until I get a PS5. Oh, yeah. I'm sorry.
Hey, that's understandable. That's a blanket principle. Then you're not just singling saying that game out.
Yeah, it's not that it's a bad game. It's just like my room is already hot enough as it is. I don't need a jet engine in it. Like I just don't. I really don't.
I get you. But for Sucker Punch and for these two games, I'm like, please do it. Pull the trigger on both of these hoes now. But in what form? I would honestly, me personally, I feel like it needs to be like a full kind of like pseudo reboot, the whole series remake. You know what I'm saying? Like that kind of route, that Ratchet and Clank route.
Yeah.
For Sly Cooper, I put them in that bucket of, in that class of, what I'm saying, Sly Cooper, Jack, what I'm saying, Ratchet and Clank. They're those games that were super fun platformers. You know what I'm saying? Like some cult classic to upper classic and stuff like that, depending on, your perspective or whatnot. But they deserve a full scale remodel, remake, a whole brush of love when it comes to this new generation. Yeah. And how are you going to make that gameplay, stand out in terms of its predecessors? How are you going to make that translate to the modern day? Because with what we've seen with Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart, they did that. They did it in spades. They made a fantastic jump to the new generation with this last title.
Mm-hmm.
How can Sly Cooper make that happen? So I want that to be a full scale remake. On the side of Infamous, I would really love some type of sequel where Delsin is involved. I want to see what happened to Delsin. I personally think that story was so good. You literally can't go wrong with Infamous. I'm sorry, bruh. It's one of them ones. Infamous is one of them ones. Like top to bottom.
Yeah.
People, what I'm saying, they love to talk about Infamous Second Son and whatnot. Even Infamous 1, the plot was still dope. Still fire.
All of it, yo. All of it was so good. It's so good.
World class. So I need them. My personal opinion is that they should really just do a sequel to pick up, somewhere around it. If there's some guy that's in relation to Delsin, or there be a friend or some guy that got powers that's looking at Delsin as a mentor or something like that. Or even just Delsin himself a few years in the future, because Delsin's still like fairly young.
He wasn't that old.
Yeah, he still seemed fairly young, so maybe him, going across the the states or running into another, I guess, major major power or something like that. Like, I don't know, but I think you should make that happen, because that story was still, to this day, like it's just so good. It's so quality, bro. A game that literally started at the beginning of PS4 era.
That shit was nuts, yeah.
When do you hear stuff like that? Like games that drop at the beginning of eras still last and be relevant at the end of them and into the next one.
To this day, I want to play it. Like I want to play it again. I already beat it. No, I beat it. I want to play it again.
Yeah, run it back. Like it's almost 10 years old at this stage, right?
Yeah, I want to.
It's 2013.
I can look it up right now.
I think 2013, 2014. My gut's telling me 2013, but it's almost 10 years old now. And that story, that gameplay, the flow, the world, even the DLC stands the test of time. I need them to really take their time with this.
In 2 years, it came out in 2014, so in 2 years it'll be 10 years old.
Yeah, 2014 started the era. So it's like, I personally would really, really love a sequel to Infamous Second Son. You know what I'm saying? Infamous Third Son, damn it, call it what you will. I don't even know what you want to do with it, but I feel like exploring more of Delson's story or more of somebody adjacent to Delson would be a really, really great look. Or even, again, the girl from First Light, the First Light DLC, the neon chick. Like, you could literally like pull her back into the story. There's a lot of different ways you can go with this, and I think, I would personally think that's the most effective way to get a huge buzz. I think Infamous itself, and you see the name behind it, you're gonna go crazy.
Yeah.
I think if you put that and you put somewhere where Delson's involved, that's gonna take that shit to the roof. Everyone's gonna be like, yeah, I'm copping that. Like, what do I need to do? You know what I'm saying? Well, I gotta sell out my family to make sure I get this game. You know what I mean? Like, they're gonna go crazy over this shit. So I think that's a really, really good spot for it. When do you think we might see any announcement about both of these games?
If they announce it, it's March right now, and they haven't announced it. I want to say close to E3 games. Like, I want to say like May, June. We might hear something. I would love to hear my prediction. I would love to hear it being announced not for this year but for next year. But I would love for them to announce a remastered collection of the first two games, along like a infamous collection of like all three games. I think that would be sick on the PS5. And I don't even think it would be that hard for them truly. Maybe Infamous 1 would be a little bit of like Infamous 1 would be the hardest one because it was on PS3.
Yeah. It was dated.
Yeah. It's pretty dated. 2 also kind of dated, but I don't think 2 was as dated as 1 because 1 came out at the beginning of the PS3 era. So I would love to hear
a lot of 2's, I guess improvements. I think they'd hold up still fairly well.
I think it would be pretty fine.
Push forward. Yeah, I agree.
But yeah, I would love to hear something. Probably maybe if it's something that they're gonna drop this year, we're gonna hear about it in June. I want to say, at the latest.
Oh shoot! Before I even go, hey, listen. If you bring back Sly Cooper, you bring back that damn multiplayer mode, that whole chase mode. Literally, oh my gosh, I forgot the girl.
Oh, Carmelita. I think
Carmelita. Literally, one person was Carmelita, other person was like dead ass.
Yeah, I remember that.
Through the city, trying to catch each other and stuff, and trying to go off stuff. Bring that mode back. Bring it back. I don't know if it was in Thieves in Time. I doubt it off the top of my head, but bring that mode to the new one ASAP. I need that, please. Yeah. My prediction for timing, I'd say, if I were to think in terms of Sucker Punch. So again, Ghost of Tsushima was the last stuff that they did. Cool. They got a bunch of blank space. So I feel like these two projects are definitely I have a strong feeling that they're in development or something. At least one of these things are definitely in development. I feel like in terms of like, I guess the timeline, the space between the games, they've worked again tirelessly on Ghost of Tsushima and made it really, really good. And I feel like, okay, now that arc's been settling, they're pushing for other shit now. So I feel like we'll hear about this. I feel like we'll hear about it more towards the Game Awards, honestly.
All right.
It could be split 1 and 1, where I feel like you'll drop one at E3 or at E3 or a Gamescom or a summerish type event, and then at the Game Awards where something's a little bit closer, you'll split it 1 and 1 like that.
If they drop something at Game Awards and it's not the full, like it's not a new game trailer, I'm gonna be upset. Like if they drop that's why, because I'm really hoping they announce a remaster of the other games. But if you announce the remaster at the Game Awards, I'm punching you in the face. I'm sucker punch. Like why would you do this to me?
No, bro. No, man. Listen, I really feel like in terms of like, I guess who would be first. I mean, it depends because again, development cycles are different. But I have to take a guess. Maybe I'd say Sly goes first. I say Sly first.
Like, my brain is saying yes. My brain is agreeing with you, but my heart doesn't want that. I agree that it would be Sly first, but my heart is like, no, dude, it should be Infamous.
Listen, I'm not gonna say who's who or it should or it shouldn't.
Yeah, no.
Say something, but I'm just saying I feel like because of the space between the last iteration and maybe I guess the concepting of the next possible title, I feel like that might be closer in development than the next Infamous because it was farther.
Yeah.
Or at least gameplay wise. It might have been a bit of a shorter drop. I could be completely wrong. Don't quote me on this shit because I will sue you. All right.
It's not like we're recording this and putting this anywhere permanently.
Yeah, nah, man. You know what I'm saying? Available on all platforms. You know what I mean? Spotify. All right. That's enough of that stuff. Let's move on just a little bit. Let's go talk. Let's get into the spinoff cycle, man. So basically, again, this is another plug that the Batman has dropped as of this recording. It is out. Go. It's in all theaters right now. If you need, you know what I'm saying, allegedly, you know what I'm saying, get that off somebody, get a ticket off somebody, go buy it. You know what I'm saying? Go get in there, do it, watch it, see it. It's amazing. With Batman dropping, of course, all across the world this week, we have some more news on the ever expanding Batverse that this iteration is set in for the Caped Crusaders Gotham. Now, on the docket, we have incoming a series focused on the Penguin and his story in Gotham as 1. 2, an HBO Max series that connects directly to Arkham Asylum. And 3, Gotham PD series that seems to be a little bit farther away than the Penguin story, but it is on the way, of course, starring Commissioner Gordon.
I mean, I'm not a big fan of TV shows tied to movies franchises personally. As you can tell by me not having watched any of the Marvel ones yet. We're on episode 2 of WandaVision. Will I get past that? Who knows? I think this is a good idea to compete with Disney, but I also don't want this to be... I don't really want this to be... what's the word for it? I don't want this shit to take away from the I don't want this to take away from the movies. I guess that's my biggest concern, is because we have this build up to have these Disney TV shows now, is that we have this big universe that's continuously expanding, so we need extra space to fill. When it comes to Batman, it just dropped, like it just released like a few days, like a day ago. To have already slated TV shows, it's like I don't know. I think the Gotham TV show is gonna be way better than the one on CW. I promise. I can feel that in my bones. I think that the TV shows like is Peacemaker or no? Yeah, Peacemaker, because Peacekeeper's a gun, Peacemaker's a show. I think that like shows like that are increasing in popularity are really bringing a lot of attention to the DC universe, which is great. And I think Batman could be like the Iron Man for the DC. I've always thought that the Batman movies were going to be the thing that slingshots interest in DC into the public eye. I'm just concerned because I don't want them to do what they did with the Justice League, where they were like, oh, they have Avengers, we got to make a Justice League, we got to like, it's like, oh, they got Moon Knight and all these TV shows, we got to make TV shows. Like, if you would have told me a year ago before even seeing the movie, yo, we're gonna make a movie, we're gonna make a TV show about the Penguin, I'm gonna be like, why? Like, he's like, I don't really care that much. But I don't think it's gonna be bad, because if I'm from what I'm hearing about the movies, it's gonna be an interesting story. And the same thing with Gotham. Like, I think it's gonna be I think it's gonna be great. Tripp's already rubbing. I haven't even said anything. He's already reacting. But I don't think it's gonna be bad whatsoever. I just don't want them to like to spread themselves too thin, I guess.
I got you. Hold on 1 second. So yeah. So basically, I had a little bit of a slowdown moment. I was like, yo, I honestly, when I saw all these stories coming out, like again, like these shows dropping, and then they wanted to do this for a potential sequel, and they was already setting up stuff. I was like, yo, whoa, hold on, wait, we haven't even got fully into this yet, guys. Come on, let's take a slow step here. But then I saw it, so go see it. And now I'm like, listen, there's plenty of room. Again, no spoilers, but I can see Matt Reeves' vision of how he's trying to do it. He's trying to create enough space between everywhere so you can create. Everybody has the potential to have their own story. You know what I'm saying? It's not like, oh, he's a cameo here, and then that's all he had. His whole day is done right then and there. I feel like there's a lot of room for people to play and interpret different stories and have their own, again, lives in Gotham. Gotham's a big city with a lot of different bad people in it. So it makes sense that there's some offshoots to where this can be explained in the background. And I feel like that doesn't necessarily take away from the main story, because you'll see the kind of the fruits of that. It's more like a Mass Effect thing. If you play all the different games and you see all the different things, you have extra layers to the context that you're not getting from before. Like, if I read that prequel book before I saw the movie, I feel like I would have had more context to what was going on You know what I'm saying? And might have picked up some a detail or two that I didn't notice in that first run of the movie. So like when I go back to see it the second time, I'm gonna go read that prequel. I'm gonna go read the prequel book. I'm gonna go to see what's going on with that video. You know what I'm saying? Like and see the context of that. So just going down the list, a Penguin series, I needs that. I'm not gonna lie. Colin Farrell was amazing as Penguin in the film. No, you don't need no more detail than that. You know what I'm saying? You don't need no more detail than that on me. Like Colin Farrell was freaking wonderful, bro. Like there's no like, but you know the best thing? We hit the credits right, and my boy asked me, "Hey, where's Colin Farrell?" And I was like, "Bro, that was him, the Penguin." And I'm like, he was like, "What?" He did not know. He legit did not know that was him the entire time. So I have no doubt him as a lead will be fantastic. Of course, Cabo Story is gonna be fantastic. Like, no questions. A Arkham Asylum series. Now, holy shiitake mushrooms. There's a lot of ground to go and ground to cover with this. So with an Arkham Asylum series, there's so many characters you can introduce. There's so many plot points that you can, add in and sprinkle over the top. And again, sets up stuff for the future and also adds a lot of context to how Gotham is the way that it is. I feel like these series are really setting the kind of the grassroots of, hey, these are the different sections of, again, you see the criminal underbelly, then you see, the Arkham Asylum was tied to, old Gotham and how, saying certain institutions were set up and came to be. And you see Gotham PD, the police side and how, a once, really aggressive, police group has now gotten corrupt. And you see how these different things play out and adds to the base that Batman has to stand on. I feel like, anybody could really be a great Batman. You know what I'm saying? Like, well, not everybody. But you know what I'm saying? You can be a great Batman, but then that's only held up so far as the foundation you stand on in Gotham and in the enemies that you face and how well they're fleshed out. So having series like these off to the side, or, in the meantime, I guess between we get this Batman and the next iteration or whatever, this serves as a really, really good progressor of how, things are turning out. So I personally like, it's hard to be like, oh, there's a Batman thing and not have Batman in it. I feel like this has the potential to be like, okay, I don't necessarily need Batman in it, but it could be like a Mandalorian thing where it's like, yo, I don't need to have Luke Skywalker in this bitch, but it's still a really good story.
Yeah.
I feel like these shows have this potential. It just depends on, again, who's directing and who's actually, hashing out some of these ideas. I need Matt Reeves to stay close to all these motherfuckers. I need him to stay like this tight to these people, this tight.
You think
Matt Reeves cooked up, and I need him to be right there.
You think he's gonna be like what was it? Kevin Feige? Was he was the guy who made? He was the
Feige?
Yeah.
Feige. Yeah, listen, for this iteration of Batman, yes, absolutely.
Do you think he would be that, but for like DC? Do you think he would be like the DC version?
No. This ain't got nothing to do with DC.
Oh, just Batman.
Oh no, I said this when I walked to the theater. He don't touch none of y'all other DC motherfuckers. Y'all stay that way. You stay.
Okay.
You do not touch this. You leave this Batverse alone. He is in his own bubble. You know what I'm saying? Gotham is his own thing. I don't need no aliens with capes and S's and shit. I don't need no. You know what I'm saying? No. It's about drive. It's about power. Black Adam. I don't need that over here. Keep this Batman in a box. Keep him on his side and let him grow his Batverse off to the right of whatever y'all got going on that side. Y'all can do whatever you want over there. That's cool. I wish y'all all the best. You know what I'm saying? I hope it turns out fantastic. But for this right here that Matt Reeves is doing, y'all do not touch. Do not touch it. Like, literally. I don't want no, extraterrestrial, none of that stuff, bro. Like, none of that, bro. I want to keep it all Batman on that side. It needs to be all Batman. And I feel like Matt Reeves, he understands the picture on that side. There's so much to dive into on that front as well. It's like, yo, you already know the depth of stories Batman can have. You already know. I feel like he can create that, again, the whole rogues gallery. We've seen that in some parts, but have we seen it in full to the extent of, yo, listen, there's a whole city. Like, how can we create a whole city worth of, again, danger and fear and all the Batman villains that we come to know and love and how they coexist amongst each other. And I feel like Matt Reeves started the beginning of that stuff. He started the beginning of that, that journey. And just to add some superheroes and shit out of from another city and whatnot, that just seems real out of character to me. It seems real. It seems like it would throw everything off. So this is my thing. These series are really building up the spirit of Gotham in and of itself. So keep Metropolis and you know what I'm saying, like Central City and all them other niggas from other places out of there, bro. I don't need that, bro. Y'all stay over there, bro. The city, you know what I'm saying, the county line is there. Do not cross it. Leave it that way. That's all I'm saying, bro. This joint about to be super hot fire. No glasses jacket shirt, man. It's about to be really like that if it's cooked right. I just need no outside interference.
I really hope that that's what happens. I do not think that that's at all what's gonna happen, but I really hope that that's what happens. That it stays separate, but we will see.
For my I guess I guess inner conflict and depression over this stuff. How do you think it's gonna play out?
I just can't see Warner Bros. Being like, wow, Batman is succeeding very well. Superman is also an IP we own. Maybe if we, like I just don't see them not trying to use this success to slingshot other shit up.
And that's the only problem. That's the problem here.
Yeah.
I'm like, y'all are so desperate to be the MCU that y'all do not understand what potential y'all have to create such good stuff and long lasting stuff.
Yeah.
Y'all want a hodgepodge. Listen, I'm cool if y'all hodgepodge everybody else together. But this version of I can even create another version of Batman over there. Y'all can do whatever y'all want on that side. But Pattinson, Matt Reeves Batman, y'all keep it in that side. Y'all do not cross this line. Don't cross it, bro. Like, don't do it. Just don't do it. And WB, I forgot I'm dealing with them.
You forgot who owns all of this.
Like, it's crazy. Thank you. Shout out to Jay in the comments. There it is. There it is right there. I forgot he did say that too. Matt Reeves basically he did say that there's no Superman on that Batman's Earth. On Earth 2, it's a separate universe. That's an Earth 2. So it's like there's no, you know what I'm saying? I don't want to quote Darkseid like this, but no Kryptonian, no none of, or not, well, Steppenwolf, whatever. But you know what I'm saying? No Kryptonian, no none of them niggas, bro. So it's like we need to keep this there apart. You know what I'm saying? Like school dance, arms distance apart, arms distance. That's all I'm asking for.
I hope so. I hope money doesn't change that.
Listen, y'all could do a Crisis on Infinite Earths and like merge them for like one day or some shit, but do not put them in multiple franchise movies. Keep that shit separate.
You're gonna be sick when Arrow pulls up.
I mean, that's Arrow though. He don't really do nothing to nobody. He a regular dude. If I see like the Flash and shit pull up, I'm like, bro, like what are we doing here? Arrow, that's Oliver Queen, bro. He the little rich boy. You know what I'm saying?
He's the little rich boy.
And that's whatever, bro. I'm not gonna lie. He just shoots some bows and arrows. He'll be fine in the city. That's a pass. We can let him through. You can let him through. I'm saying like when it gets too crazy, bro.
Yeah.
Like there's already enough, stuff to build with on Batman IP alone.
Yeah.
So I think Matt Reeves is really focusing on that. And I'm like, okay, that's perfect. Keep it in this pocket right here, because what he's done so far, again, the iteration that he's set up in terms of the town, in terms of the character himself in Batman, in terms of the pantheon that's building up of enemies and just the dynamic of the city, it's really, really something good. It's something I think is probably, could stand the test of time of being the best Batman live action take. But that is something that time will tell. That is something that time will tell.
For sure.
Mm-hmm. All right, I'm off that Batman shit, but hey, watch Batman. Let's get as if we couldn't get any sadder. Let's switch gears a little bit. You know what I'm saying? According to a feedback update page from EA this week, Battlefield is making some major changes to how they develop maps for 2042. So the DICE team have acknowledged that the biggest points of some of the feedback was that bigger maps don't necessarily mean better when it comes to executing on fun and enjoyable maps and different people's play styles. So this means that they were scaling back the size of overall maps, sectors, and capture points when playing in full lobbies of 128/64. And they're also looking at employing some of the map shaping from older styles to go from more square to rectangular to help people, probably just be more straight and narrow on the gameplay and not kind of spin out and, fringe out in gameplay and kind of like be like, a little spotty here and there. Basically just help out the flow of gameplay. DICE have also mentioned in that article, they're addressing the high times of travel to POIs, them being, they directly quoted themselves being called walking simulator because there weren't enough vehicles on the map to get to objectives, different lines of sight on maps, the presence of cover, the lanes and paths in a map to kind of change some of those lane systems, and a lot more. So let's talk about some of the changes and let's talk about whether will it be relevant in time to make these changes. So first of all, just talk about their acknowledgement of how they got it wrong in design.
That's cool. Sure, dude. It's like, yo, guys, I think it's March right now. It is March, and it's like, hey guys, the game in November, I think we fucked up. Ah, word, son. I'm happy that you're catching up. I'm really enjoying that you're catching up. Um, it's not just the maps that's really the problem, but hey, I'm happy that they realized this. Battlefield always had long times to get to point of interest. Like it's always been bad. No. It's not as bad as this game. 1000% is not as bad as this game. And in a game where you have like literally the only person I would want to play is a person with the wingsuit because it's the only person who can actually move between places at any point in time, or the grappling hook. Like that's the only reason you play those characters if you actually wanted to play the game. If you didn't want to camp, like those are the characters you had to play. Them realizing this is great. Honestly, they could have easily have fixed this just by having like somewhat of a drop ship, or even being like, hey, if you spawn on base, you can choose to spawn walking or like in a vehicle, or you can spawn in the air and parachute in, because in that way you can get to things faster, or at least will reduce the walk time, in my opinion. Or even just having like, hey, if you wait to respawn every 10 seconds, there's a plane that flies close to the first objective nearest your base or whatever. If you wait 10 seconds, you can catch the flight in, kind of like a dropping in like a battle royale type thing.
I feel like they have had that one where it's like the previous one was like you'll parachute on points. So like if you capture a certain point in in a conquest or whatever, you can literally just land in, or if you're playing rush, you know what I'm saying, and you have or something like that. I forgot. Oh, breakthrough, whatever. Breakthrough. Like if you're near a certain point or somebody puts down that point, you can all drop down in. But I like that idea where it's like you can have it across certain zones, and that allows you to get closer to the fight and still just drop in rather than go all the way back to your spawn. You know what I'm saying, and just leg it all the way up. It takes you a whole 5 minutes to get to the battle, and you get sniped, and it's trash. So
yeah, it's just really annoying because you're just like, not only is it making you walk more and less in the action, but so like I've been saying, I've been plagued with problems on my Elden Ring all week, right? But I never really say the game is bad, because when the game works, it's phenomenal. It's really good. It's really addicting. I could get lost in it. There's times where my game didn't crash for like 6 hours, and I honestly, if it didn't crash, I wasn't gonna get off of it, to be honest with you. But unlike Battlefield, that's not the case. Even when it's working, it still has its problems. And when you're playing the game and you're just walking, you notice those problems. And that's one of the reasons why it's like, yo, I'm really gonna sit here and walk all the way to A, and the game looks like shit, it's running like shit, and oh look, I just got destroyed by an extremely unbalanced gun, and now I gotta do all that shit all over again. No. They need to hurry this up. They need to hurry up. They should have really, when the game failed, instead of like pulling away from it, they should have like leaned into it and be like, yo, we fucked up, we're gonna fix this shit though, we're gonna put more people on it, we're gonna have more eyes on it, we're gonna try to fix this.
I feel you. And yeah, for me, I'm just like, I'm glad that you have acknowledged this. I'm glad you're putting work towards fixing this for the Battlefield community. But it's like, man, it's a little bit too late for this, man. Honestly, it's like, okay, we got to kind of reassess the efficacy of delays, and like, okay, like we need to have some more credence for delays in a lot of our systems going forward. Like you're seeing it with this, and you're seeing it with Halo in spades. Like, yo, there's a big content gap now. It's like, yo, I mean, given Halo's game, Halo's game like usually works for the most part. There's some crashes and stuff like that. I haven't played it in a little bit, so I don't know. But the content isn't there yet. So for Battlefield, it's like, yo, the content that you're giving us is not good. So you're going back and reassessing. It's like, okay, cool. Maybe the quality process in there wasn't all the way up to par, or was it all the way, I guess, vetted and checked with creators and other developers and people who might actually focus test this and see if it's good or not. There's that, and then it's just too much time, bro. Just too much time. Like people are moving on, bro. I don't hear no talk about Battlefield 2042 except for this one news story. Everything else is Elden Ring on my timeline. Everything else is, I'm saying, little stories here and there. Kirby. Like I'm literally scrolling as I'm talking about this right now. Like I'm like Kirby, Apex, more Apex, gas prices, literally, and Ghostwire. Like that's pretty much it. You know what I mean? Like there's really just so much volume. You have to come correct, and the fact that they didn't, that's gonna shoot themselves massively in like not even the foot. That's the kneecap, bro. It's a lot of mobility. Shit just gone.
Yeah.
So if they can get some of their player back, some of their player base back, cool. And I really hope it's just they find a better state of game, because eventually people will come back, but you have to do right by the gaming experience. So best of luck on their journey, bro. But you know what I'm saying, until they get that shit fixed, I'm gonna be on the sidelines of Battlefield.
Yeah, I'm just gonna play Apex. And as much as I know that both games are not the same, I'm just gonna play a different shooter. Same thing with Halo. Like I like Halo, but the main reason I haven't played Halo is because that game it's not even pushing my computer to the max. It pushes, like, it requires a lot, and my girlfriend's computer, I don't even think can really run it that well. So I was just like, oh, if you can't play it, I mean, I don't really feel like playing it all that crazy, to be honest. I don't know if it's like an optimization thing or if it's just the game is just trying to be that pretty, but I was just like,
yeah,
there's also just not a lot for me to do after, like, I played it for a solid 2 months, and it was great, but I'm Halo'd out. I'm good. I know I got my fill.
They just need to, again, with Halo, that their cases, they just need more modes. They need to get more modes. They should have dropped with Forge off the rip. That would have helped their life cycle, of course. Anyway, they know the format. They know the formula. I feel like if you just delayed it and then focused on making, Forge mode as cohesive as possible when you drop it, so it's good, no glitches, no issues, and you just come with modes stacked up like every 2 weeks. Hey, listen, like, hey, this is dropping. This is gonna be like an LTM, or this is like a brand new mode that we're adding in. It's gonna be in the rotation. Still don't got Griffball. I still don't have Griffball, so I'm like, hey, this is your fault at this point, guys. But again, they'll get it together. But it's just like, time's of the essence. And if you're a developer trying to push out a game, you only got so many minutes in the sun to really, again, stake your claim as, we're a game that should have longevity. We're a game that you should be playing consistently in your rotation. You only get so many moments to do that. And, if you miss the mark and you got to kind of reassess, you lose the opportunity.
Yeah.
That's what it is. Tough, man. Tough. Ah, man, gotta let out a sad tune for Battlefield. Moving on next. We got a little switch up right here as we've seen. So yeah, at the end of February, beginning of March, Netflix literally got stripped of its superpowered lineup because Marvel shows were taken off it. And as of March 16th, they will be added to the Infinity Gauntlet that is known as Disney Plus. So alongside an update with a parental controls feature, Jessica Jones, Iron Fist, The Defenders, The Punisher, Luke Cage, and Daredevil are heading to the streaming platform. So this was interesting, in the fact of not so much the shows, but what it could open up. Maybe. But I want to get your thoughts on that getting taken away from Netflix, moved over to Disney Plus, what it could mean, what it is.
Why the fuck did they bring Iron Fist? They could have left that one.
Facts.
That's like I was just like,
Facts.
oh, they're bringing the Netflix. I'm like, oh, Luke Cage, okay.
Facts.
And then I'm like, Iron Fist.
Facts.
Like, you guys are gonna put that whole show on the platform for other people to watch?
They should have rated A, bro. Rated ass cheeks. That joint was garbage.
Did Daredevil, like, did the actor for Daredevil say, like, if you're not bringing, you can't hire me as Daredevil unless you're hiring us all back? Like, did he do something like that? Because if he did, I'm gonna be mad.
Shit. Yeah, it was Charlie. That's not the way to go, bro.
Like,
it's not the way to go. Yeah, cut off the dead weight. You were doing really
everybody good. But him. Like, everybody but that guy. Like,
facts. It's like, you're good, Luke. You're good, Jessica. You're good.
Like, the Punisher till this day, I gotta rewatch the Punisher. So good. It's so. I did it and I liked it. Like so good. And you're telling me, no. I think Iron Fist is gonna be on there, kind of like how we have like the old Spider-Man TV shows on there. Like, hey, remember when this was made? Cool. You'll never see something like this again. But hey, if you're one of the few people who like the '60s Spider-Man, here you go. Like, I hope it's something like that. But
and 60 Spider-Man was probably way better than I haven't seen no consistent episodes like that. But 60 Spider-Man was probably way better than that bullshit.
Oh, I promise you, 1,000. It's just not. It was just, you could see that a lot of the momentum that the other shows carried, like Jessica Jones and Jessica Jones and Luke Cage and Daredevil, like those shows were like pushing them, and this is when they flew too close to the sun. When they were like, hey, they're not gonna buy all this shit, and they were like, nah, yes they will, and then they just fell flat because they didn't give it the same amount of love and care that Daredevil got.
Shit is basura right there, but I tell you that on me. But just speaking to, okay, so now they got parental controls on the app. So it's like, okay, are we gonna have more mature content on Disney Plus?
I
Is it
hope
gonna open
so.
up lanes for that? Because I mean, we have this on the way, and now we got what's the name? Moon Knight at the end of the month. And that I'm not sure what that's rated yet, but again, it's more of a gritty, gory kind of character. You know what I'm saying? He gets busy. So could it be that that lane opened up?
I hope so. I really hope so, and because I mean, aside of the slew of issues I have with the Disney monopoly, one of the biggest concerns I always had as a fan of Marvel and Star Wars and things like that was like, hey, I'm an adult and I enjoy these franchises. Will we get the adult? Like, will we get Deadpool because he is a R-rated since his inception, or are we going to get something watered down to feed like the kids or whatever? And that was always like a concern of mine. I'm happy that we're getting parental controls. Personally, if you would have asked me, they kind of should have already, even if you didn't need it because it was Disney, you should have already had something in place. Like, you should have already had something in place like that. Regardless, I feel like it's not hard.
Yeah.
But honestly, I hope that this is great. The thing about parental control, I'm looking at it and I'm just like, man, I just know a lot of kids now are just going to be straight consuming all the Disney content because their parents don't have to like check on them anymore. They're gonna be like, all right, just go log on your account. All right, cool, kid. And they're just gonna be like, I can just imagine all the kids nonstop watching Disney everything all day. It's gonna be a whole nother generation of like Disney adults. I can already tell.
Yep. Bro, Mickey Mouse ears and all that shit crazy.
That's besides the point.
That's is crazy, bro. Crazy. This man Jay in the chat said about to show my nephew Punisher on Disney Plus once it's on there.
Oh my god.
That's your young nephew. Young nephew in the kitchen. They're about to say, I did it because I love it. I'm dead. But I think this is a good thing.
Yeah.
Of course, in terms of controls and whatnot. But specifically for the content that we allow, I feel like Disney, as long as they have the proper distinctions, I feel like they can open it up to more, I guess, adult content, more rougher, themes that kind of hold truer to certain stories. Again, if we're talking about straight up, like, yo, Blade, if you're gonna make a PG-13, Blade, keep that shit. Keep that. Because I know what's coming. Blade's coming.
Yeah, it is coming.
If you're gonna keep it like that, listen, you can like do whatever do whatever you please on some other stuff. When it comes to certain things that just again delve into that area, put the marker on it. Say, hey, listen, this is some TVMA stuff, bro. I don't know what y'all on, but this is different. So y'all just lock in and stay focused with it. I don't want to do any watered down Blade. I don't want to do any, what I'm saying, like watered down characters like that. If Deadpool's gonna be the MCU, I do not want him watered down. You know what I'm saying? I want him to have that true essence and presence. You know what I mean? So there's a lot of room and definitely a lot of series under the Disney banner, so to speak, that have a lot of, again, more mature content and more mature, themes and executions and some of their, source material and stuff that are there. So now I feel like this does give some lane to it. And I feel like this could be, like that kind of, I guess, like, it could be a lane for them to respond to. Oh yeah, Marvel's all kiddie shit. Marvel's all da 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 da. DC's more of the grittier stuff. Blah blah blah. This and third. I feel like it could open a lane, to have some of that stuff. Because again, if you're allowing the Punisher on there, you're allowing, what I'm saying, shows like that to stand up there on the app. Who's to say, okay, we have more source material, like we could pull into our bag and be like, hey, listen, we can pull this out. You know what I'm saying? And have this in the lineup for not everybody, but of course the people who are of age and fit those certain criteria. This for y'all. So I take this as a good sign. And I hope more comes of this in terms of the content standpoint and where we can actually pull for more, more comic accurate people and not, what I'm saying, Deadpool saying what the hey and whatnot in a non-sarcastic manner.
Yeah. I'm excited to see what this opens up.
Facts. I promise you, if this man Blade is not dropping MF bombs like Samuel L. Jackson in his prime, I don't want it. I don't want it. Better fix that, bruh. Anyways, let's move on to the next topic. So with the announcement of Evo, of course, is coming back for another year. One of the largest fighting tournaments in the world, one of the biggest events in the fighting game community. The tourney has dropped the bomb ahead of their announcement show next week that Super Smash Bros. Will not be a part of the festivities this year. So apparently Nintendo has cut down that long-standing presence of Smash, and the show apparently must go on. So I mean, what does this mean for Evo? This is W or a L? I mean, dang, bro. This is kind of a big hit. I'm not gonna lie, bro. Like, what? This came out of the blue.
It's definitely an L for a lot of people, honestly. Personally, I don't know why they did it. People are saying that it's because of like Sony owning Evo now. Other people are saying it's because of the whole scandal that happened prior. With all like that's why when I first read it, I thought that's why what it was. Like, yo, Nintendo is like maybe they're trying to like, but even then, like that's not something that Nintendo can control, unfortunately. Like you could take it off of Evo, people are still gonna have. The thing about Smash in general is that is a fighting game community that isn't really helped by Nintendo. Nintendo doesn't run anything for it as of. I think recently they announced that they would start, but as of right now, they don't host any tournaments, they don't do anything like that because they don't see it as a fighting game, they see it as a party game. And that's always been the long-standing joke in the fighting game community is that like
the party brawler.
Yeah, you're playing a party game. This is for fighting games. Like Tekken will have tournaments. Tekken will have the Tekken World Tour. They will go around and they'll showcase the game and like the community and things like that. Whereas like Nintendo is like, we dropped a game and then the community's kind of like, we're gonna put our money in to make this happen. We're gonna host these things to make it happen. So like Nintendo pulling it out of Evo, I think has more to do with PlayStation owning Evo than anything else. And it's really sad because it's a really good game. Like it's a huge fighting game community that is getting deprived of it because I guess corporate like this like they just hate each other. I don't know. I think it's stupid. I honestly don't even know what Nintendo has to lose if they were to include it in Evo. I just feel like they would have the most to gain.
They've been fighting this for a long time. They've been fighting the brand conception and brand imagery for a very, very long time. They lobby against it. They sanction stuff as much as they possibly can. And you see it. It's very obvious that, again, they don't want that fighting aspect. The more, I guess older, maybe slightly older people or, people who are invested in the fighting game want to be a little bit more hardcore and more, passionate about the Smash series. I don't think they want that side being as public, or as advertised as, oh, we're kiddie fun treehouse stuff. You know what I mean? I feel like that side, of course, has naturally grown and spawned into its own phenomenon. And Nintendo wants to curtail that.
Yeah.
So I feel like they've seen this as a big opportunity to be like, yo, listen, we don't want none of that BS there. They can, of course, pin some other excuses on it. Say, okay, PlayStation owns it. We don't want competitive stuff. We want to be under your banner. You know what I mean? Like, they could say that. They could say, there's other things. But I feel like because of they're playing Nintendo's game, they think that's a direct reflection of their entire brand and what they stand for. By and large, of course, certain brands and what they're associated with will come into play. But the fact that you're denying, again, content creators from making content on a lot of stuff that you do, and to the point you got this far that one of the biggest games on Evo's docket that you most likely know that it's one of the biggest games on Evo's list just use exit because of the fact that, oh yeah, listen, we don't need that shit. We don't need it. It's very, very weird and very, very anti-community for me. I'm just like, it's very stupid. It's stupid in my opinion. Yes. I'm like, yo, you know how much money you could be bringing in? You know how much more money you can bring in? You know how many more like people you can entertain by just embracing that community to some respect? Of course, you can have controls and put whatever, parameters in place, but actually embracing the Smash community as a recognized part of Nintendo's success. I feel like there wouldn't be as much response online if it wasn't for Smash. If there was no Smash, y'all wouldn't be as hot as y'all think y'all are. Trust me. You know what I'm saying? And not just the game. I mean the community's reaction to that game and the community's love and support for that game. There's no way. And I'm not talking just about the 10-year-olds and 9-year-old kids. I'm talking about the people who are actively online, who's like in their 30s and 40s that haven't showered in 3 days. You know what I'm saying? Learning sets, running sets, doing up Bs, down Bs, tilts and whatnot. They going crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like they trying to make it happen. They're really trying to make it happen and support that game. And at every opportunity, Nintendo's undercut them. So it's like, this is I think the biggest L of the week goes to Nintendo for this, because they just really, really it's a super anti-community, bro. And it's like, I don't understand it. Something that you can tap into and make you millions more, and even more happy customers that will now become even more of loyalists. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like that is the biggest mistake that they always seem to make. When it comes to the people in the community that supports them, they always slap them up. Like 9 times out of 10, they will slap the hell out of them and be like, yo, bro, y'all need that. Get out of here, bro. Come, you know what I'm saying? You rock with whatever we give you, and whatever we do, y'all accept. And I feel like that's going to bite them in the ass at some point.
It's tough being a Nintendo fan who wants to play multiplayer games. That's really what it kind of comes down to. It's like if you're a Nintendo fan, and you're somebody who just likes playing single player games or like playing games on the couch, you're gonna be fine. You will be fed. They will think of you all like 100% of the time. You're gonna be taken care of. But if you're somebody who wants to go online and do anything with any of their games, there's an aspect of it that is not gonna be great, and you're gonna be like, why was this dumb decision made? And it's probably just made by people who just don't see how much things have changed since back in the day. Because like Smash Bros, when you're playing locally, one of the best fucking experiences you'll ever have. One of the most fun you can ever have in a fighting game. Smash Bros, when you're playing online, is actually the worst thing ever. Like that actually, it made me stop playing the game all entirely, because even just like when I would play it on my Switch by myself, I'm like, oh, this is so much fun. But then as soon as I go online, it's a whole different game, and it completely sucks. So it's just and I'm sure like a lot of people could say the same thing about Mario Kart, Splatoon, like all the games like are really, really good. When you take them online, there's one aspect that really, really is just frustrating to deal with, and you kind of just don't understand why they haven't changed it.
Yeah, it's antiquated, bro. They've gotten a real, I guess, I want to say overestimated confidence in the fact that they can do whatever they want and they won't get any major backlash for it, because they know, like, again, there's a good portion of Nintendo fans just like they'll take whatever they can get, and then they'll accept it because they love Nintendo that much. And I feel like it will come to a head whether you press and press and press on them so much in terms of decisions that go against what fans want. And then they'll be like, okay, listen, we're not gonna buy your shit. We're not gonna support you. You know what I'm saying? Or we're gonna actively hound you out on social media, which would probably be the easier of the two, because I know certain people are not dropping Smash for their life. But that backlash will eventually hit, and they're gonna have to listen. They're gonna have to end up opening their ears and actually, understanding. But it comes with, they're just not with the times. They're not with the times, and this is just a big L on their part. Evo, I don't blame whatsoever, because I feel like this was like a mostly Nintendo decision. Yeah, it sounds like it was a Nintendo decision by how it was worded.
There's just no reason why Evo would say no to Smash, because they've never said no before, and there's no reason Sony would say no to Smash, because Sony likes making money.
Sony likes money.
Yeah,
exactly. I'm like, bro, why would you deny your, like, who gives a damn if they're their competition, bro? You know what I mean?
And like even in the letter,
damn, they're making you money.
Yeah, even in the letter, they say we hope to see Smash again. At no point was it like, hey, we have decided to move past. We decided that to not have Smash Bros. It was like Nintendo has decided. Like the letter, the wording is very particular, and it doesn't seem like Evo's taking any fault in it. And they're like, we would love to bring Smash back, hopefully in the future, but it doesn't seem like they want to.
Listen, man, it's a lot, man. It's a lot. It's a lot. But hey, hopefully, Super Smash Bros. Will be back at Evo. And I'm hopefully, Nintendo gets a grip, not on the Joy-Cons, but on a damn sense, and actually make something happen. So let's slide forward. A smaller topic, For me, I kind of appreciated this one, because I'm an actual, slut for FIFA, which makes no sense, but you know what? This is the life I've lived. So according to the latest rumors and potential leaks by Tom Henderson, the next iteration of FIFA 23, will be the first time that all platforms will be connected via crossplay for all modes. So from pro clubs to ultimate team, everybody will finally be in one player pool. And again, this is coming amidst the time where, there's a lot of stuff over the a lot of confusion and a lot of uncertainty over the FIFA license, over new modes, and potentially ending that partnership between EA and FIFA. A lot of stuff is going crazy, bro. What you think about this?
It doesn't matter to me, because like at the end of the day, in June, it's Mario Soccer. So like FIFA could do whatever they want, bro.
That's a fact.
FIFA can do whatever. In my opinion, they can do whatever they want, because it's not gonna be Mario Soccer. It's not gonna be Mario Strikers. I'm sorry. I feel like this is great. It's like, hey, FIFA's doing something different this year, but in a true FIFA fashion, I feel like this is going to be like the only big major update to FIFA. It's going to be like, hey, we added crossplay. They're like, what did you do for the rest of the game? What else do you need? It's 22, but now it's crossplay, baby. Updated roster. We got them. We changed the UI a smidge. Come on now. It's FIFA, baby. And you're like, all right, cool. I guess the people who buy FIFA are going to buy FIFA. I'm going to be on Strikers if y'all want to play me in soccer. that it's great that they're catching. It's great that they're catching up after, I don't know. I feel like once Modern Warfare became once Modern Warfare became crossplay. Yeah, it's like
everything else should have been.
It should have been
this the biggest ass game and it's sustained. Why the hell is not everybody else on this? Why the hell is everybody else not on this?
Like,
I agree.
At this point, if anybody is making a multiplayer game right now, and you're watching this, and you're a developer for some AAA game or whatever, and you don't have crossplay in your multiplayer game, why? Unless you cannot afford it, which FIFA could have afforded it years ago. Like,
facts.
Like the fact that 2K isn't even cross-platform is wild.
That's I agree. It's just like it's about time. Y'all should have been did this, but I feel like it could have been. We're hearing all this news and reports now because, like, okay, FIFA might be off their ass, and like, yo, EA's like, oh, finally, so many features. The world is my oyster. I can just, I can run free. You know what I'm saying? Feel the wind in my sails or some stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? It's like it's crazy, bro. It makes no sense to me why they waited this time, or maybe it's because of FIFA, but it is what it is. I'm glad it's coming now, so we have to basically for a lot of modes, well, specifically Ultimate Team, which is the biggest mode. Everything is striated by platform, so it's like, okay, the prices on here are going to be different than the prices on here, and the prices on that platform are going to be, on Origin is different, on PlayStation is different, on Xbox is different. Just consolidate it all into one huge market. I feel like that adds a lot less problems for people going forward. And, you know what I'm saying, price differentials and whatever. If you want to switch platforms, which again, that's kind of screwed me at an old FIFA when I switched, like FIFA 16, 17, I switched over to the PlayStation from Xbox, and that screwed me over because I had nothing. So I was like, damn, I can't even change families, bro. I can only upgrade. I can't really switch my stuff over like that. And I'm like, well, I got screwed over. So that helps, again, connectivity and just being able to play in the Ultimate Team mode. And in general, I've wanted to play with people across platforms for pro clubs. That's again, outside of Ultimate Team, that's the most popular mode on the game. Being in a whole squad with your friends and being able to push that cross-platform to literally to have anybody in your team or anybody in your club from all over the place, no matter the platform, necessary, bro. At this point, it's an imperative. It has to be in there. That's something that really, really has to be in there to really, again, enhance the experience and enhance the game life, bro. Because at some point, FIFA always dies off. It goes, you know what I'm saying? It's hot, you're going crazy. By summertime hits, flat lines. And I feel like a lot of that separately has to do with the fact that there's not consistent people on each platform. You know what I'm saying? Like, the numbers always die off because there's not enough people on each platform. But if you have it all consolidated into one like this, I feel like that, that mitigates that in a good point. I just hope you have the service for it as well. The servers, you know what I'm saying? Please do not be ass. You know what I'm saying? Just, again, y'all know what y'all have to do. Please do not, you know what I'm saying, cheap out and do all this other nonsense. Make sure everything runs properly. Make sure all these, you know what I'm saying, whatever price range and stuff you have to do to make the markets, fix up. Cool. And yeah, man, good job. Keep it up and actually add more than one major feature. Good.
That'd be great.
Facts. Watch out, bro. Yeah, even though, facts. Mario Striker's still out here, though. So, yeah, y'all got time. And when I mean time, I mean not enough. So, good luck.
Yeah.
Good luck with that, bro. Charles said, run that hoodie. Never. Never. Never that. Oh, shoot. All right. On to the next topic for the day. So we get a lot of dope content drops and a lot more information on Tiny Tina's Wonderlands, of course, including some gameplay snippets from a host of creators for early access and full breakdowns of the character/skill trees that we will have our hands on. So we have 4 classes. We got the Berserker, which is an up-close tank character with frost elemental damage buffs. They have key skills like Icebreaker, which is increased damage to slowed enemies, and Blast Chill, which is a melee attack that creates a chance to make a Frost Nova, which is a big AoE damage move with a bat. We have the Stabomancer, which is a stealth-based class, it has a Ghost Blade and it has visibility cloaks, a lot of different movement and speed buffs. We have the Clawbringer, which has a companion class with a Wyvern and a giant hammer to deal massive melee damage with skills. Again, a lot of stuff involved with the companion and the pet that you have with you. And then lastly, we have the Spell Shot, which is a quick-fire mage that has a lot of spell weaving capability. You can have two-handed spell casting. You can even cast some of your spells that you use off your hands into your gun to create projectile damage and have some buffs that way. So there's a lot of different stuff that we're looking at in terms of Wonderlands, man. What are we thinking about it?
After I've been the tremendous heartbreak that Borderlands 3 did to me, I am still very reserved on copping the new game. I cannot sit here and lie though and say that I'm not interested in the new game. It's really tough. It's like when you're single for a while and you're like, yo, I think I moved on. I think I've grown as a person. And then it's like 2 a.m. and your ex hits you with that "what you doing" text, and you got to make the decision of like, am I coming over for Borderlands? Am I going back over there? It was that when it was fun, but when it wasn't, it wasn't.
You didn't have to say it like that, bro.
No, it's hey, a lot of tears and wasted time is what Borderlands 3. But then there were some really good times. There's some really good fun, and recently I've had a lot of fun with it too. And that's the scary part, is that recently I had. So I do have a job now, so it's like, it could. But so the issue with me, Kirby drops the exact same day. So that's why I'm not super excited about Borderlands. Now, if I get a code, that's different. If I get a code, that's different. But it looks interesting. As a person who played 3 and wasn't a big fan of it, it seems like they made the classes a little bit more interesting. Because that was one of the issues I had with the old classes, is that like they were interesting to an extent, but it wasn't like, I wasn't sitting there like, oh, I need to play this. Everything else seems very different and unique, and the fact that like your characters can kind of like has way more customization, I think that is going to set up for a lot of different builds, a lot of like crazy things that you can do. So I'm excited. I want to say I need to see more, but they've kind of showed me a lot. This might be one of those games that I wait for a review. If I don't get a code, I'm definitely waiting for a review, but I'm not against buying it. I'm not against buying it for 60 too, because when I first heard the announcement, I was like, ain't nobody paying $60 for that DLC, but it does look pretty interesting. Like, I want to hate on it. I want to hate on it and be like, you know, like that's my ex that wasn't shit, but my ex has definitely hit the gym. She's definitely been in therapy. I don't know. Maybe we might need to reconcile.
She weren't letting going out more. She weren't letting going out more. Crazy. But I'm in general agreement with you. I just feel like, you know, I'm looking for ways for it to differentiate itself. Now, I feel like it could use maybe a little bit more key skills, or maybe a little bit more, I guess, skill tree options for each character to kind of boost it up.
Yeah.
But I haven't really seen, or I haven't really felt for myself, okay, listen, I have this many ways to mix and match. I can really do this, that, and the third. And there's a lot of variety there. I haven't seen it fully yet. So I'm gonna leave that. I'm gonna leave that for the jury when I actually get my hands on it. So
yeah,
it's really a dicey case, man. I want this game to be dope, and from the looks of it, it looks pretty good. You know what I'm saying? It looks pretty smooth, but I'm just scared because I played Borderlands 3, and you know what I'm saying? I dropped it.
Yeah.
I dropped it for a long time, and I just don't want it to fall in that same pitfall. You know, I don't want to go into that same trap. And it looks really, really cool. Again, the story, I have no doubt, will be actually pretty entertaining compared to other stories, because it's Tiny Tina's, and Tiny Tina's like the most, like, I guess, engaging of the you know, Borderlands stories in general across the series. Like Dragon's Keep was probably the best story that they ever put out. That's cool. The classes look pretty cool to me. Again, of course, it's gonna be similarities to, you know, the class I've seen before. You can literally see Zero. You can see, you know what I'm saying, you can see what's the name, bro with Bloodwing. You can see the
Mordecai.
Yeah, you can see Mordecai. You can see that, you know, that, I guess, influence and that imprint of how they just kind of translated those across. But the little things here that I'm seeing, like, okay, you can put a little bit of magic spell from the mage, and like you literally like kind of sprinkle some of her magic into a clip, and then that'll like kind of make a whole new set of guns or projectiles for your weapon. And like, okay, that's pretty dope. I like that type of stuff. And like, okay, you have the berserker, like, okay, the more you get close to somebody and you do melee damage, you can freeze them more and more and more. So it's like, okay, those specific static effects, you know what I'm saying? Like, keeping the classes niche, but keeping a lot of options for them to play around and have a lot of different, you know, gameplay effects. That's gonna be a big sticking point for me, and I hope they nail it. It looks like they're getting close, or they're around that ballpark, but I really hope, you know what I'm saying, they get that down. As for everything else, the world looks cool. You know what I'm saying? Colors are cool. The game actually looks pretty smooth compared to other Borderlands. Like, you know what I'm saying? Well, Borderlands 3 is probably the closest we can give, but it looks pretty, you know, like, well, you know what I'm saying, well oiled. You know what I'm saying? Good looks around it, from what I'm seeing. I'm just very, very, you know, concerned about the engagement that it might get when it comes out. So I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna come in with an empty mind and just enjoy it for what it is, and then we'll actually make our, you know, determinations from there. So, Borderlands, I got a soft spot. It's always there. It's
Same.
one of those guilty pleasure games. It's, what I'm saying, if it calls up and comes around, man, I'm gonna give it a thought. I'm gonna give it a thought. So I really, really hope this comes out great. And honestly, when it's that time, can't wait to get my hands on it. I told you from before though, like if it comes out and if people saying it's good, I'm gonna get you it.
And you do not have to buy me the game.
I haven't forgot. I haven't forgotten. I don't forget shit like that. I know. But yeah, we'll see about it, man. Hopefully it's a banger.
Hopefully.
So moving on to the last topic of the day. Oh man. So if you didn't have enough Pokemon games to beat this year, man, Game Freak has got you covered because they have announced a new entry into the popular RPG already. Pokemon Scarlet and Violet have been announced with a quick look at the new region and the new starters. Now the game is of course slated to release in late 2022. And again, it's a quick turnaround, man. It's another Pokemon joint. We're here. The Spanish influence, the spice, and all that. It's just coming. What's going on, Wayne?
It's funny because like I was literally gonna buy Arceus. I want to say it's more towards the summer when I had more time. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna cop Arceus later down the line because I couldn't get it on release. And now that they announced this game, I'm just like, yo, they had Diamond and Pearl in November. Or October, I can't remember. I think it was in like November. Then they had Arceus,
November.
Yeah, Arceus in January. And now they're gonna have another game in the same like at the end of this year too. And it's just like, I haven't beaten Diamond yet, and I didn't even own Arceus yet. Like I can't catch up. Like goddamn, slow down a little bit. I'm not saying that this is like I'm sure the Pokemon fandom is very happy about it right now, but I just can't. There's just too many games. Like there's just too many $60 games that I have to spend, that I have to buy, and I feel like they could really just slow it down a bit, just a smidge, maybe. And I don't even know. Maybe it's because Arceus like was pushed back to January. Like they originally intended it to be pushed back, like not to be in January. But I just feel like dropping something in November, then 2 months later dropping something in January, and now at the end of this year dropping a new game. Are we going to get another game in 2023? The answer should be no, but I guess not.
Hey, the only exception is if it's Pokemon Stadium, but they're never going to do that ever again. Whatever.
I wouldn't be surprised the way they're dropping games. They might make Pokemon Stadium.
Pull that shit out the bag.
We got a new Pokemon Snap. We're not even talking about Pokemon Snap. That was like, when did Pokemon Snap come out, actually? Because that might have been last year, too. Hold on a second.
I actually think it was. But yeah, I with the rate that they're dropping Pokemon games, like I'm like, damn, bro, how long have y'all had this in the tuck, Game Freak? Y'all just like, again, y'all just have stuff out the wazoo for now. Like, yo, it was a little bit of a drop, maybe like what, a year or two ago? Like it wasn't much going on, and they just like, all right, cool, we got this for you, that for you, that for you. I think the pandemic was like, yo, listen, we just gotta kind of crunch all this out and drop it because we're ready to go.
It was like during, I want to say Sword and Shield is when I feel like Pokemon was just like, hey, we got Let's Go, and the next year they were like, here's Sword and Shield or whatever, and I'm like, okay. And now that they're like, oh, we're cranking these bad boys out, we're pushing out. Like it's, to me personally, I think if like, for example, I can't even think of a franchise where I would want this many games to come out so frequently, And I'm a fan of Pokemon, but like I'm not a fan of Pokemon. Like I like the games, but I'm not doing anything crazy to I'm not copping all the games on release. Like I don't got the bread for that. And there's no game that I ever thought to myself like, it'd be sick if this company gave me another one of these games in like 2 months. 2 months, I need a whole nother game. That would be so gas. Like I've never thought that. I've never, in any game I've played, I've never been like, I need another one in 2 months. Chop chop.
Yes. No, I agree, man. It's just seems very soon. And I'm just like, I don't necessarily mind it because I'm not like, again, I'm not playing Pokemon games left, right, and center right now because I don't have a Switch. But the fact that it's like dropping in this quick succession, I mean, people are happy. I feel like the palate and I guess the digestion cycle for people in Pokemon games is getting faster. Maybe that might be the consensus. It's like, you know what, fuck it, just have another one.
I don't even know. Like maybe the issue I have with it is like, so Diamond and Arceus are two very different games. Diamond is very similar to the old Pokemon formula, and Arceus is a completely brand new one. This one looks very similar to Arceus, And that's the only issue
Michael Arceus route.
Yeah, like that's the only issue I kind of have with it, is that like it just looks like it's gonna be another, which I don't think is a problem. But what I'm saying is like I figured like when one game releases so close to another, them being different helps. These two games are very similar.
Mm.
And it's just
I feel like that's hard, bro. It's like, yo, okay, you might cannibalize your sales. It's like, okay, how do you differentiate the two distinctly between that besides just the naming, you know?
Yeah. I know the Pokemon fandom, they're gonna buy it. They will buy it, like no matter what we say or what. Like I'm not saying don't buy it. Like if you want to, go for it. I just think it's crazy how fast those games are coming out, and I think that maybe some more time in these games would benefit them, because
trying like, you know, upgrade some graphics maybe, but you know,
I don't know, because like
let me not say that.
No, I don't want to talk, because you know the Pokemon, you know, they're rabid, bro. I don't want to say nothing, but when I saw the trailer, I was just like, yeah, but hey, that's not what I'm here for, you know. Hey, you know, it still looks good. It looks good. It's great. Don't hit me. It's good. It's good. It's a good game.
Imported Delfino Square from Mario Kart. That's crazy, bro.
Like it's gas.
You know, less blurry. It's great.
I'm happy we have this. We could not have gone another. What is it? 9 months without a Pokemon game. I'm really happy that we have this right now, because I don't know what I would have done with myself. I maybe played the other Pokemon games I own and didn't beat. Who knows?
Facts. Yeah. Oh, real quick, I want to touch on. I was like, okay, so say you buy this one. What's the starter you're going with, man? There was a lot of talk around the starters, how they look, what they feeling like. This conversation always comes around, so you know we got to give it one time for the one time. You know what I'm saying? What's going on?
So, about me, if Pokemon were real and I aspired to be a gym leader, I would for sure be the water gym. I almost always pick the water Pokemon, because I think they're always the cool as hell. The only time that I feel like the water Pokemon got beat out by anybody was in Sun, where like it was in Incineroar, because Incineroar is just cool. Like he's just super. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like that's high, like that's hype walking out like this.
Incineroar, that guy.
But I'm for sure picking the duck that does the accounting for everybody. Like I'm for sure picking
Quaxley.
Like
Quaxley, the fucking accountant.
Like Quaxley for sure works at H&R Block during tax season. Like there's no doubt about it in my mind. And I would pick Quaxley just. I love water Pokemon. It just is what it is. But I will say the fire Pokemon is getting way more hate than it needs, because it is not that bad.
I'm here to defend Fuecoco, all right? Listen, it's some bullshit. Y'all stop hating unnecessarily, bro. You leave him alone. That's a cute little croc. And he gonna grow up to be big and strong and hate on all y'all niggas. He about to spit fire on all y'all bum ass niggas. Y'all, listen, I'm not gonna lie. I feel like there's just some real unnecessary bullshit going on, bro. Give him some time to cook. Give him some time to cook. He gonna be up there with Feraligatr and all them stuff like that, bro. He gonna be up there. Trust me. Like, yeah, they was hating mad fast, bro. I'm like, they was like, oh yeah, the Weed Cat 1 guys. I'm like, damn, bro. What the hell is this? I don't want that damn Weed Cat.
Bro, it's a fucking cat. It's not even like you're not gonna sit here and tell me that the cat, like, one is definitely a fucking duck, but like you're not gonna sit here and hate on the fire. Like little crocodile, I feel like is the most original looking one, because both the duck and the cat look exactly like the animals they're based off of. They look literally like a duck and a cat, and you're not gonna be like, better design. Really? That's just a cat.
Freaking sprigatito. I'm about to say, I don't give a damn about that, bro. I don't need that, bro. My order is firmly Fuecoco, Donald Duck from Kingdom Hearts, and then sprigatito or whatever, bro. Like literally, that's my solid order, bro. Y'all bugging. I'm really mad at the people hating on this man. Listen, when this croc comes out the gate and he starts like smacking the hell out of everybody, I don't want to hear nothing. And when that final evolution is straight heat, I don't want to hear nothing out of any of y'all, because y'all was dogging this man from the top to the bottom. I just want y'all to know, y'all ain't shit. Supremacy. That's my message, baby. Woo!
No, yeah, I was a fan of him because I am love water. Totodile is one of my favorite Pokemon, so I was just like, yo, why are we hating on crocodiles?
Totodile, facts. Totodile, a legend, bro. You think this guy not gonna turn out anywhere similar like that? Come on
now.
Let's be real. Let's be real, man. Oh my gosh, man, it's a lot. It's a lot. But anyways, you know, I hope it turns out good. Of course, as with every game, but it's real soon. It's
It's
real,
real
real, real,
soon.
real soon. Real soon, man.
I'm
But yeah,
expecting like we're gonna
mm,
get a Nintendo Direct. I want to say a Nintendo Direct come May. I want to say a Nintendo Direct come May for the
gameplay,
Pokemon game.
something.
Yeah, like I think
Yeah.
they announce something. If not, then around like the summer, we're gonna hear about like,
Mm.
oh, this is
It's
the official Nintendo Direct for this show for this thing.
yeah, a July. I figure July is pretty
Yeah.
reasonable date for that. Okay, fair, fair. We gonna see it down the road, man. We gonna see it down the road. Stop hating off with Coco. But that's all we had on the notes today. When is there anything that we might have missed over this past week? Anything that we might have had in the blinders?
Um, Nintendo dropped a surprise demo for the new Kirby game. So for Kirby Forgotten Lands, the demo is out right now. I played it. It is relatively short. You could probably knock it out in an hour. But if you're interested in playing that game, I recommend you download it. It is pretty fucking good. I'm a huge fan of it. There will be a video coming out hopefully by next week of my gameplay on it and hopefully my thoughts. And yeah, that's the only thing I feel like we might have missed. Really? Yeah.
15 minutes ago, actually, a new member of the Multiverses roster just got announced, and
Ooh.
Jinkies, it's Velma Dinkley, bro.
Oh, come on, man.
You know,
That's ass.
now, you was excited for a second.
I was extremely excited.
Got him. Hey, listen, I'm
Vel?
excited though.
Whatever.
I'm gonna put once I pick up these glasses, it's a fucking rap for y'all niggas. I'm telling you that. Let me tell you that right here, bro. You know what I'm saying? All the you know what I'm saying, little boys with a Velma kink, they're gonna be very happy about this one.
I want my damn, you know what? I want them to drop my damn beta code. My email's looking very dry, Warner Brothers.
Hey, I just want to put that out there, bro. Y'all could help somebody out. You know what I'm saying? Help a brother out, Warner Brothers. Do something. Anyways, yeah, that's pretty much all the news and stuff I have for today. When you got any closing statements before we get up out of here?
Play the Kirby demo. That's really the only thing I can think of. And drink water.
Mm-hmm. Hey, very simple here. That Mario movie gonna be ass except for Jack Black. Groovy J _6. You have officially been shouted out in this episode just to tell you that movie gonna be ass. You will live forever. You know what I'm saying? In history on episode 12 of this podcast because that movie will be ass except for Jack Black. But seriously though, for real. Go drink y'all water. Tell people y'all love them, man. Hey, stay tuned. Again, all these platforms. If you do not know, get familiar, please. You know what I'm saying? If you are on, you know what I'm saying, Twitter, make sure you look us up at No Cooldown Pod. If you are on Apple Podcasts or Spotify or Anchor, just look up No Cooldown, and literally, y'all find us. We're right there, #1 search. You know what I'm saying? No spaces, no underscores. Know what I'm saying? No weird, you know what I'm saying, symbols or whatnot. We're there. We got it official. And of course, follow Wotaku channel on YouTube. Follow When Easy on all social platforms. Follow That Man Tripp on all social platforms. Have yourself a good day. This has been episode 12 of No Cooldown. We just warming up, and we will be back next week. Oh, okay, I forgot. I wasn't recording, so I just get the vibe. Yeah. Y'all let that movie shine? Jay, I'm not letting that movie shine, bro. I'm not letting it shine. I'm not letting it shine. There's actually no way. Nah.
I'm surprised we haven't heard anything about it, like at all.
Cause it's in development hell. I'll give Charlie Day a pass too because I like him. It's always sunny in Philadelphia. But everybody else, no.
I don't know.
I'm not acknowledging. Chris Pratt is not my Mario. He's not my Mario.
Not my Mario. I want to see
Mario.
Seth Rogen as Donkey Kong.
Oh,
I don't know if
shit.
it'll be good
Seth
or not.
Rogen's in there too.
Yeah, I just want to see what happens.
I might have to give him. I'll give them 3 a pass, but everybody else no. Everybody else no. On me. Hey, I'm not gonna lie. I needed to go change my account to Zoe Kravitz fan page.
Zoe Kravitz fan page.
we gotta fix some shit up. But yeah, we're here, man. We're here. But hey, listen, what time is it right now? 5:40. Oh shoot, good timing. Honestly, that was a pretty decent podcast run. I'm not gonna lie. Hey, I'm probably just gonna like turn the shit off from here and go eat because I am super hungry.
For sure.
Hey, I personally might be back on tomorrow morning. I don't know for sure, but I probably will be live on Sunday to go just watch the Arsenal game, watch along on this channel. and just chill out, kick it for Sunday for a little bit, and then I'm go back to spend time with my family. But yeah, when you do anything for the weekend? Or you
let's see. This Sunday I'm seeing Tyler the Creator, but as for content wise, yeah. Content wise, I will not be back until Tuesday. My schedule is changing, so be on the lookout on the Wotaku channel, Twitter. Same thing. I'll retweet it on my Twitter too, but just be aware of that because Monday I got a lot of work meetings, so I don't know if I'll be able to stream, but Tuesday for sure, probably.
Bro, this man Jay, I'm sorry that this threw me, bro. This man said people hated Martin and Malcolm, now they hate Mario.
Oh God. Not the white man's Mario.
Jay, man, Jay. I can't believe this shit. I'm getting the fuck out of here, bro. I'm clearing out. Hey, listen, everybody, y'all be well. You know what I'm saying? Peace out. Y'all be good. The ACC's back, man. Go check out Growth. Oh shoot, before y'all go, you know what I'm saying? Like new video is up. New video is up for Growth. You know what I'm saying? Go check that out. The podcast episode. Go check that.
Oh, let me grab that.
Yeah, Yeah, okay, I got you. I can actually wait. Is my shit logged in? Yes, it is. Okay. Did you ban me?
No, you're
okay,
good.
No. Yes. All right. Thank y'all, everybody, for tuning in.
Same on this side.
Appreciate y'all. I am very hungry. I'm about to go chow down on this chicken and live a happy afternoon life. So yeah, I'm out this bitch.
Have a good one.